Hey, Mike with Nerd Problems Gaming here, and today's video will be covering 8 essential multiplayer Switch games worth buying, so let's get into it. Now, real quick before we jump into our list, a big thanks to Nintendo of America for sending us some eShop credits so we could check out some of these games we hadn't played yet before. Plus, as an added bonus, many of these games are actually on sale right now in Nintendo's Play Together sale, so if you happen to order these games this week, you'll actually get them on a discount as well. But with that said, let's jump into our list. The first game is ARMS. Now, ARMS is a really unique arena battle fighting game where you'll control various fighters with giant spring-like arms, and you'll play as different fighters, battling it out to be the best. Now, one cool feature of this game is that it really focuses on motion controls, so you'll be able to jump, dash, block, and even throw punches, all while using the Joy-Cons. And this definitely leads to some chaotic fun, especially with multiplayer, as it can really feel like you're having an intense boxing match and possibly even a great workout at the same time. Now, you can also play this game with a standard control layout, but I definitely think the game was designed with motion controls in mind, and that makes it a lot more fun, especially playing with friends. It's also a lot of fun as the game has a bunch of different characters that you could play as well as some different loadout options you can mix and match between, giving your characters unique play styles and abilities throughout each fight. Now, the game does focus on these arena combat battles, but there's also additional modes that are especially great for multiplayer. And so there's a volleyball mode, a basketball mode, and a bunch of different challenges. There's all kinds of unlockables for the game. And I think if you're looking for a fun multiplayer boxing-like game, this one's worth checking out. The next game is Kirby Star Allies. Now, this is a fun new adventure in the Kirby universe that focuses on action platforming for up to 4 players. And this time around, you'll play as Kirby on a quest to stop an evil priest from reviving dark forces that threaten to destroy the universe. And new to this adventure, Kirby now has the ability to turn enemies into friends and add them as allies, and you'll work together to take on other enemies and bosses throughout the game. Now, this is where the co-op elements come into play throughout this game. As you recruit new enemies, other players can play as them and you'll work together to take out enemy bosses and more. It also unlocks another cool mechanic of the game of combining different powers between the enemy types and Kirby. And so you'll be able to mash up these abilities, creating things like fire whips, ice swords, and much more. The game also has a boss rush mode that you can take on solo or together with friends. There's several mini games to play through as well, and this is another fun element outside of the story mode. I think it's a great entry to the series, plus these additional co-op features make it great for multiplayer. And so if you're looking for a fun new Kirby adventure, I'd recommend checking this one out as well. The next game is Fire Emblem Three Hopes. Now, this is a hack and slash action RPG set in the Fire Emblem Three Houses universe, and it takes place in almost an alternate universe as the mainline game, where you'll play as many of the same characters in sort of an alternate timeline of the events that happened during that game. Now, this time around, it takes the standard Fire Emblem formula of a strategy and tactical turn-based RPG and turns it into more of an action combat, real-time strategy focused game. And so you'll need to carry out all kinds of different missions throughout the game, some of them requiring you to take out hundreds of enemies, protecting different locations and heroes, and defeating enemy leaders across several different maps. And it also brings together some of the key elements from the Fire Emblem series, like its general rock, paper, scissors mechanic. And this will come into play as you're choosing different units throughout battle and choosing what areas they want to focus on throughout combat. It also has some addictive RPG mechanics where characters will level up and improve their abilities over time. This is also a ton of fun in multiplayer mode, where you'll be able to play in split screen, each controlling different heroes throughout the map. And this is also a lot of fun because many of the missions will have various different side quests you'll need to take on throughout the mission, and this can allow you to split up or work together to complete these challenges throughout each mission. And I think if you like action RPGs, this game's a must play as well. The next game is Mario Golf Super Rush. Now, this is a fun golf game set in the Mario universe. It includes several different modes to play through, like a story mode, a standard mode, speed golf, battle golf, and more. And the story of this game focuses on you building up a Mii character from a golf newbie into a golf pro, and you'll be playing through different matches, developing skills, and taking on plenty of familiar Nintendo faces like Mario, Wario, Waluigi, and more. The game also has some light RPG elements, so throughout the course of the story mode, you'll be improving your character and developing their skills, increasing various stat boosts, which can help them improve their golf game as you play through the storyline. Multiplayer is also a lot of fun and pretty chaotic, as there's a bunch of different modes to play through. But one mode, for example, is a speed mode where players will be racing to finish the course as quickly as possible. And there's also a battle mode, which is a lot of fun, where players will be competing to be the first player to complete 3 holes as quickly as possible. But every time you finish a hole, that actually disappears. So it creates some intense gameplay along with the standard golf modes that are available throughout this game. Again, I think if you like golf and are a fan of previous entries in the Mario Golf series, you'll like this game as well. The next game is Kirby Fighters 2. Now this is a Super Smash Bros-like game set entirely in the Kirby universe, and there's over 20 different fighters to choose from, many of which are different varieties of Kirby, but you'll be utilizing the classic powers that you find throughout the typical action-adventure Kirby games. So you'll be able to take on powers like Sword Kirby, Bomb Kirby, Umbrella Kirby, Whip Kirby, and much more. And it's a little bit more than them just having those powers at their disposal. Each one actually plays quite a bit different and has a unique set of abilities and play styles you'll need to master. Throughout the game, there's all kinds of levels to choose from, with a variety of arena types and environmental challenges unique to each level. And the story mode is pretty expansive as well. And you'll have the ability to play through this solo, but also in a co-op fashion as well, where you'll be taking on different towers filled with enemies with the ultimate goal of taking down Meta Knight and King Dedede. And so you and a friend can take on challenging battles in 2-on-1 battles, 2-on-2 battles, and even epic boss fights as you climb throughout the tower. This story mode even has a little bit of some light RPG elements to it as well, as after battles you'll need to choose between different power-ups to provide to your team, and these can be items to heal your team, various stat boosts and abilities that you'll be able to carry on throughout your run, and much more. I think if you like Smash Bros. Like games, this one's definitely worth checking out as well. The next game is New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Now this is a revamped 2D Mario action platformer that originally came out on the Wii U, but has been brought to the Switch console. Now this includes the base game from the Wii U, but also the new Super Luigi Bros. DLC, and even a new playable character, Toadette. And this is a nice addition, especially if you have younger family members playing the game, as she tends to be a little bit easier to control. And so I think this can be a great addition for those that are new to action platformers, or maybe this is their first Mario game. Multiplayer is also really fun as you get to play as multiple characters at the same time on screen. And again, this leads to some chaotic fun. This is another great feature that can benefit those that are playing with younger kids, as if one hero falls, you have the opportunity to revive them and keep going throughout the level without having to start over. And you can keep doing this as long as both players don't die at the same time. Again, this is a fun co-op multiplayer game, and if you never got a chance to play it on the Wii U or are looking for another fun action platformer, I'd recommend checking this one out as well. The next game is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Now this is a hack and slash action RPG, as you'll play through various stages throughout Hyrule and control different characters like Link, Zelda, and other champions from Breath of the Wild, as you try and save Hyrule and take on the threat of Calamity Ganon. And the story really acts as more of a prequel to the events leading up to Breath of the Wild, again as you'll play as many of the champions that are referenced throughout that game. And so I think you'll get some enjoyment if you've played Breath of the Wild, but this is also a standalone story that you can enjoy that again will lead up to the events of the Breath of the Wild game. Now as I mentioned, this is more of a hack and slash action RPG, and so some of the RPG elements include the ability to level up your heroes and make them stronger. There's also a bunch of different weapon types that you can find throughout the game and weapons that you can craft and power up, which adds another layer to the gameplay. On top of that, each champion really has their own unique feel and play style and set of abilities, and so it's really fun to try them all out as well. On top of that, the multiplayer mode is really cool, where you'll be able to play split screen with a friend, and this is really helpful as you'll be working together, solving various tasks throughout each mission, which gives you the ability to divide and conquer or even work together on some challenging enemies you might face off against throughout each mission. Again, I think if you like action games in the Zelda universe, this one's worth checking out as well. The final game on today's list is Kirby's Dream Buffet. Now this is a unique racing game meets Fall Guys Battle Royale style gameplay set in the Kirby universe. Now players will be racing through all kinds of dessert and food themed levels as they try and reach the end as quick as possible to chow down on the biggest plate of food possible at the end of the race. The game also has some elements similar to Mario Kart where you'll be able to eat various items which unlock unique powers for your characters. And this can be items that will help you to take out opponents and slow them down. Other ones can be speed boosts for your own character. Others can be more defensive to protect you from enemy attacks and much more. Now in between races, there's even a little mini game that's sort of like a battle royale mode where players will be fighting it out to try and eat the most strawberries before time runs out. And so this is a fun activity to switch things up in between races. On top of that, the game has all kinds of different unlockables, which will keep you coming back for more. It's pretty chaotic, but a lot of fun to play with friends. And I think if you like games like Fall Guys or racing games in general, this is definitely a fun multiplayer Switch game worth picking up as well. Well, again, that wraps up today's video on these 8 essential Switch multiplayer games worth buying. But let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you played these games yet? Are there any other great Switch multiplayer games we should pick up as well? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button as it really helps out the channel. And if you like videos like this on video games, board games, and everything nerdy, check out one of our other videos here. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications to get the latest updates of new nerd videos that we put out. But once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.